How's it going, everybody? Jack here once again with another unboxing video for all of you today. Today I'm going to be unboxing something I've been excited for a very long time. As far back as when Trick or Treat Studios announced this the first time when they had the Texas Chainsaw Massacre license before losing it and then getting it again. This is the chainsaw prop from 1974. It's a replica of the Poland 245A used by Leatherface in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original film. It is a pretty good replica, and I was so excited for it back in the day because I used to have to look around the big, actual, real chainsaw to conventions back when I cosplayed Leatherface, and I thought, wow, that would be such an easier alternative. And I waited, and it never came out. And then they lost the license to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Well, a few years go by, they get the license back, and they finally released the chainsaw. So, I was pretty excited. Now, of course, I would have been even more excited if I still cosplayed Leatherface, and I would have had a much easier alternative for a chainsaw than the actual chainsaw prop that I used when I did cosplay the character. But unfortunately, I no longer have the size to cosplay Leatherface. But regardless, I'm very happy to have this prop, and we're going to take a look at it today. And let's go ahead and get into this unboxing. One thing that I do know is it is not a one-to-one scale replica of the Poland 245A. It is slightly sized down. I'm not sure if that was done for inventory purposes in the factories where they're produced, or if that's, maybe they couldn't just take the Poland model that, I'm sure belongs to Poland, and replicate that to a T. There might be some legal trouble with doing that. I'm not even sure if you can copyright a chainsaw model for one reason or another, whether it be legal or technical. It is not a one-to-one scale prop. Now, of course, I'm fine with that. I'm not expecting a one-to-one scale prop. This is good. You know what I mean? This is fine. If you want a one-to-one scale like Poland 245A, go get a Poland 245A. If you want a much lighter, much easier to display, much easier to use cosplaying, much easier to take on Halloween, much more affordable alternative, here's your best bet. I've been seeing quite a few people complain about it. The chainsaw has been out for a while at this point. I've had it in my possession for some time, but I've kept it in the box knowing that I would eventually do an unboxing for it. I've been busy with my own personal film review project, which is taking a lot of my personal time, as well as during the fall season, I'm running the haunted house that some of you are aware that I run. It's hard for me to just find the time to just sit down and do something simple like this when I'm constantly devoted to bigger projects. I'm trying to do bigger things and put myself out there, and hopefully something I do takes off. But I'm happy doing stuff like this because this is where I'm home. You know what I mean? Alright, here comes the moment of truth. Let me turn it towards you guys. I always like for you guys to see it before I do. I don't know why, it just feels right. Okay. Well, it's not like a big grand reveal. It was see-through container, unfortunately, but still a reveal. Come on. I'm sorry about these noises. I'm not sure how loud they're gonna pick up on the microphone here, but okay. Well, you can't really see it much better than you could when it was in the box. Let me go ahead and get it out of here. What was I talking about? Alright. I've been working on the Laugh Track Jack film review series. I have some big plans for that. It's a much more difficult series to work on than I had imagined. I did not intend for the latest video to be over an hour long. That just kind of happened, and it took months to get done because so many technical difficulties with the editing software and everything else. But so that's why I haven't done any content like this. That and life. I just got the video done yesterday. It's up, so everything that I wanted to do for YouTube that I haven't done, I'm going to focus on now until I have to go to Transworld Thursday. So I'm gonna try and do a few unboxings. I don't know how many I'll get around to. I don't know if I should talk while I cut into this thing because I don't know if you'll be able to hear the audio of my voice over the audio of the cutting. So I'm just going to get this thing on out of here and then I guess we'll talk then. They really didn't want you to get into this thing. Alright. Now here's the moment of truth. From my perspective, I can only see the side that we've already seen. So you'll be the first one to see the front of the chainsaw. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's great. I wonder if that's an actual piece of tape they put on there, or if that's part of the... As we all know, that the chainsaw in the original film, the Poland logo was covered with a piece of electric tape or some kind of black tape in order to not have the brand seen in the movie. So I was just speculating on if that was an actual piece of tape or if it's just painted on. It kind of looks like an actual piece of tape. That's cool. Like I was saying, it is not to scale. It is not a 1-to-1 scale replica of the Poland 245A. There are minor differences. The first one that I notice is the handle being more square. The handle is more square. It reminds me of the Ruby's chainsaw handle. You know, the yellow chainsaw that used to be in all the Halloween stores. I think it was Ruby's anyway, forgive me if I'm wrong. The Poland 245A has a more rounded handle. And this is more close to the Ruby's yellow chainsaw prop from the Halloween stores. I'm not trying to complain, I'm just pointing out the differences. You don't have to look far to see people complain about this prop because there are quite a few people unhappy with the end product here because they were expecting a 1-to-1 scale replica of the Poland 245A, and it's just like, you know, how realistic of an expectation is that really? I mean, that would be so hard to pull off. I know 1-to-1 scale prop chainsaws can exist. NECA used to make a remake replica chainsaw. I'm not sure if it was exact, but it was pretty close from what I remember. Art by UM did a limited run of chainsaw replicas that I believe were 3D scanned from the same model that was used in the remake, the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And, you know, it's possible, but they're also very expensive. Whether we're talking about NECA or we're talking about Art by UM, because the amount of time and resources that it takes to make a 1-to-1 replica is not just, you know, plausible to make like a $80 prop. I can't even remember what this cost. It's been so long since I ordered it. I pre-ordered it like a while before it was even out. I want to say $80, which like, it sounds like a lot, but in this economy, it's really not. That's sad. To make a prop replica chainsaw that is 1-to-1 scale, that would take a lot of work. That is just, you know, they're not going to mass produce a 1-to-1 scale replica of a Poland 245A. Why would they? You know what I mean? This is great. Why would you complain about this? I mean, look at it. I mean, it looks just like it. Not just like it, obviously. But, come on. I mean, what did we have before? Little yellow Ruby's chainsaw. If it wasn't Ruby's that produced those chainsaws, I'm gonna look so stupid because I keep repeating it. It was just like a yellow block and some stuff sculpted on here. We have actual like parts and stuff. We have the framing. Look at that, it's a switch. They have the actual switch on here. They have the choke, the crank handle. I can't believe I tried that. I don't know why I thought it might actually. I apologize. The chain moves. No, you can't take the Poland 245A to a convention because then you'll just go to prison. You can do it with this though. I'm so happy looking at this thing. It makes me wish that I still cosplayed Leatherface. It'd be such an easier alternative than hauling the Poland 245A around. I mean, that is a heavy chainsaw. I mean, look at this. This thing is so light. Thank you, Trick or Treat Studios. On behalf of all Leatherface cosplayers, as a former one myself, maybe I'll get back into it one day. As a former Leatherface cosplayer myself, thank you. Because this is awesome. This was my dream when I cosplayed Leatherface, to have a easy chainsaw prop to carry around, a light one, and I really wanted one with a moving chain. That was a fixation of mine. I even drew up some mock-up blueprints for how I would make one. Unfortunately, I don't have the skill or talent to pull something like that off, so it's all gone in the trash. And it's no longer necessary now because they did it for me. So I'm going to get some batteries in this thing. We're going to get it up and running. Okay, I got the batteries in the chainsaw. I almost couldn't find a screwdriver small enough to fit into that little one. I mean, that is a tiny little screw. But I got in there and I got batteries in there, and I thought for a minute that mine didn't work because I'm so used to that Ruby's chainsaw. I hope it's Ruby's. I hope I'm right about that. I'm so used to that Ruby's chainsaw where all you gotta do is press the button. But no, they actually put a little bit more thought into it than that. Owning a Poland 245A, or any chainsaw, I thought, well, I wonder. So I went and flipped the switch and I thought, oh, I guess it's just noise. You know, the chain wasn't moving. I mean, but here's the cool part. I'm sorry about the loudness, but that's so cool. How could someone be displeased with that? That's awesome. And I'm not trying to like fanboy and gush over here, but like, this would have meant so much to me back in the day. It really would have. This would have been my, like, this actually was my dream as a Leatherface cosplayer, and that's so cool. You know, with a little TLC, you can make this closer to the Poland 245A than it currently is. It would take a little bit of work. Of course, you couldn't do anything about the size. I mean, it is just slightly smaller, and I mean slightly. It is not tiny. I was afraid when people were talking about the size difference. I was like, oh no, is it like a little baby's toy? Is it like a little toy? I mean, it is kind of a toy, but it's not. You know, it's not tiny. I mean, that's a good size prop. I mean, it's pretty much, it looks like what he had. And a big guy like Leatherface, big old guy like Leatherface, this is pretty much what it looked like when he held it. I'm not nearly as big as Leatherface, I'm not nearly as tall as Leatherface, so when I hold it, it pretty much is to scale of what it would have looked like when Leatherface, the big Leatherface, Gunnar Hansen, yesterday was Gunnar Hansen's birthday, happy birthday Gunnar Hansen. It would have looked like when he held it. Now, if you have a bigger guy like Gunnar Hansen hold this, it is gonna look tiny. But for the rest of us, it'll work. How about I go get my Poland 245A for a comparison? Oh God. Okay, on the left we have my Poland 245A, which was restored and repainted professionally. No, I did not do it myself, if you're wondering. When I say professionally, I meant a professional did it. It is not like an exact replica. The weathering is like kind of there. I did a tiny bit of work on it. I added the piece of tape to it, but I could do more. I could make it more accurate to the chainsaw in the movie if I wanted to, but I'm just kind of happy with it as it is right now. But as you can see, it is not that far off of the Trick or Treat Studios prop. I mean, it is mostly a size difference, and of course there are the differences such as the rounded handle, the prop having a more square handle. You know, another thing, I had a spare Poland sticker, you know, same as that one that the piece of tape is covering, and I thought, well, I could, you know, to make this one more accurate, the prop, I could add the sticker to it, but no, it is unfortunately too small, so, but I'm sure you could print a smaller sticker. I'm just not sure how. I'm not sure if I want to put the effort into it when I could be putting it into something else. If you're upset about this, just get the Poland 245A, dude. I mean, if you really want the proportions, the accuracies of a Poland 245A or a Frankenstein Poland 306A with 245A parts, as some people believe, then do that. Go seek it out. Plenty of us have, long before this prop existed. I'm just thankful that we have a cheaper and more affordable and more portable alternative. Here's the other side for comparison. This side is a little bit more noticeably different, but I think it's mostly because the handle is like a little bit wider, so it's covering it up. It is pretty much the exact same color, which is like, you know, kudos, because a lot of people they think it's yellow. It is not yellow. It is a very, very faint green, which ironically I think that the term is farm yellow. And now I'm a fool for saying all that. Anyway, but yeah, it is not that far off. I'm satisfied. I think this is a pretty awesome alternative to a Poland 245A. It is a lot cheaper than a Poland 245A. If you know what I'm saying, go look for one. Go look for one in okay condition. Go look for one that's not even accurate to the movie. And come back and tell me what you find. Because even like the piece of crap ones that are just like done, they don't even work, because they're sought after just for their parts, they go for hundreds of dollars, and then you have to pay for the shipping because they're metal. Yeah. This, if you're looking for a prop, if you're looking for something close enough to a Poland 245A, Trick or Treat Studios has you covered. I'm satisfied. I think you're crazy if you're not. I think if you had higher expectations than what was delivered, I think you're nuts. I think you just need to get over it, you know? I can't believe that this isn't good enough for some people. But then again, you can't please everybody, you know? You know what I mean? Like, you know, but yeah, so that'll pretty much do for this video. I just thought you guys would want to see how they compare to each other, the Poland 245A and the Trick or Treat Studios prop replica. So that'll do, and I'll see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.